When I arrived at the Carlto penthouse for my wife's brother's engagement party, the security guard directed me to the service entrance. "Catering staff this way," he said, checking his list. I blinked. "I'm not with the staff." I replied, "I'm here for the party." He gave me a slow once-over. I was wearing navy button-down, sleeves rolled up, and a decent pair of dress pants, not tuxedo material, but clean and respectable. His eyes narrowed, unsure. "Name?" "Jason Price." He ran his finger down the clipboard. "You're not on the guest list." A chill settled over my spine. I tried not to show it. "I'm married to Elise Summers. I'm her husband." He raised his brows slightly, then leaned in toward his radio. "I've got someone claiming to be a guest. Jason Price. Says he's Elise's husband." The seconds that followed were suffocating. I could feel other guests arriving behind me, dressed in designer suits, polished heels clacking on the marble floor. Their laughter rang out like music I couldn't understand. Finally, the guard's radio crackled. "Let him in." No apology, no change in tone, just a wave of the hand, gesturing toward the elevator. As the doors closed around me, I stared at my reflection in the mirrored walls. I looked tired, faded, like someone slowly being erased from a picture. The penthouse was breathtaking. Glass walls, a view that swallowed the city, champagne towers glistening under chandeliers. It was the kind of place where every smile hid an agenda, and every compliment came dipped in condescension. I spotted Elise instantly. She was wearing an emerald silk dress that caught the light like it was made of water. She laughed too loudly at something her brother said, hand lightly touching his arm as she tossed her hair over one shoulder. She hadn't noticed me yet. When she finally did, her smile faltered, not with joy or relief, but something else. Caution. Irritation. "You made it," she said, brushing a hand down her dress like she needed to smooth something invisible. "I wasn't on the list," I said quietly. Her eyes flicked toward the bar. "That must have been a mistake." A mistake. 3 years married. Countless nights spent dreaming side by side. And I was a mistake. I didn't say anything. I didn't want to ruin the night for her family. So I smiled, nodded, and pretended. Pretended I hadn't noticed her lipstick was a different shade than she left the house with. Pretended I didn't smell a hint of cologne that wasn't mine clinging to her shoulder. She barely stood near me that evening. When she did, it was for show. Quick photos, a few smiles, then off she'd float, laughing, mingling, disappearing into rooms she didn't invite me into. The moment that broke me came later, just past midnight. I went looking for her after she'd vanished again. Not because I didn't trust her. At least, that's what I told myself. I just wanted to feel like I still existed in her world. The hallway leading to the private guest suites was empty, quiet. I moved slowly, unsure. Then I heard it. Soft laughter behind a cracked door. Elisa's voice, low and smooth, followed by another voice. Male, confident, intimate. I knew that voice. It belonged to Drew, her brother's best friend. The same Drew who made jokes at every family dinner. The one she always said was harmless. I stood outside the door, frozen. My breath felt too loud. And then, like fate had no more patience for me, it swung open. She froze. So, did he? Her lipstick was smeared. His shirt was half-buttoned. Their faces said everything their mouths couldn't. "Elise," I said, but I barely recognized my own voice. She didn't run, didn't apologize. She just stepped forward, calmly closing the door behind her like I was an inconvenience, not a disaster. "This isn't what it looks like," she said. I let out a bitter laugh. "You're really going to go with that?" She looked exhausted, as if I were the one making things difficult. "We haven't been happy for a long time, Jason. You know that." "No, you haven't been happy. I've been here, trying, waiting, hoping. You've been, what, sneaking around? Sleeping with your brother's best friend." Her lips tightened, but she didn't deny it. She didn't even flinch. "Don't turn this into a scene," she hissed. "This is my brother's night." That word again. Mine, her world, her image. I was just a footnote, a prop, You humiliated me, I said, my voice shaking. I wasn't even on the guest list, Elise. Something in her expression shifted. Guilt? No, just fatigue. I told my family we were taking a break. She said, finally, they thought you'd stay home. Stay home, like a dog that didn't understand when it wasn't wanted anymore. I left the party without another word. The next few weeks passed in a blur. Elise didn't come home that night. Or the next. Eventually, I received a text asking if we could talk like adults. I ignored it. When I finally did respond, it was through a lawyer. The divorce was quick, clinical. She didn't fight for anything. Not the condo, not the car. I think she just wanted it over. Maybe she wanted to move on. Or maybe she already had. One afternoon, I came across a photo online. Elise and Drew on vacation in Santorini. She was smiling, head on his shoulder, her emerald dress replaced by something white and flowing. The caption read, New Beginnings. It didn't even sting. Not anymore, because by then I'd already let go. I thought betrayal would break me. But in time, I learned it didn't have to. It could also set me free. Elise loved being seen, admired, envied, but love, real love, is about appearances. It's about staying when no one else is watching. And she never really stayed. Now, when I think back to that night at the Carlton penthouse, I realize that the security guard wasn't wrong. I didn't belong there. Not because I was mistaken for staff, but because I was mistaken for someone she still wanted.